qualification, it might be obvious to some of you, but I come from a school of thought that you never presume when you state the obvious, as I'm not Jewish. So everything that you have to, I say, is as a fond observer, but not somebody who's lived it and taken it in that context. There are a few observations I would make, and I think that we all need to, first of all, practice a tiny bit of humility, is that none of us speak on behalf of the majority. Some people have got bigger research budgets to do a lot of polling to work out whether they speak on behalf of what the research says. It just so happens that Britain is the biggest home of empirical research on what Britons think on Israel and related issues. Now, Britons, not British Jews, but Britons, so important caveat. I think the best way of looking at British jury and their reactions. First of all, to understand British jury is quite a small community. It is British and Jewish, it is not Israeli, and I know this stating the obvious, but when we refer to diasporas, I think we have to understand those people are citizens in different countries but have an affinity with Israel or the Palestinians, and those people who are Israelis working, living in Britain, and they're distinct, and the policies that govern the leadership, because there is a democratically elected leadership of British jury, it might have been pilloried over the 250 years that it's existed, which is the Board of Deputies of British Jews, but it does exist, different in America. But the leadership is sort of, would describe itself as conservative with a small c. And interestingly, if you look at the voting patterns, and you can determine the British Jewish community is congregated in very small geographic areas. It's not as large or as well spread as America, for example. Is that they could be considered to be absolutely and utterly a typical example, or a brilliant example of the British middle ground. In other words, the voters you need if you want to become Prime Minister. And actually, if you look at the evidence, there's not been, in my lifetime, an election where British jury haven't been ahead of the curve in terms of supporting majoritively eventually the party that ended up being in government. So you can see them as centre ground, although they would consider themselves to be sort of more soft right, maybe, more traditional conservatives with a small c. The truth is that they were Blair right when Blair was around. So I think that just understanding, one of my friends who I revere in terms of understanding British jury, in terms of Israel, said that the best way to describe the British Jewish community is that they're rabbinite, as in rabbin. So they fight terror as though there's no peace, and fight peace as though there's no terror. And that would be the beating heart of how to understand British jury. I think the other thing that we would all observe is that the fear, I think it's slightly ironic, but the further away you are from the epicentre of the reality of what's happening, ironically, the more fearful you are of it, because you don't factor it into your everyday lives. It seems bigger, it's more distorted. That's one truism, I think, regardless of whether it's about Israel and British Jewish reactions to what is happening in terms of it. I think the other thing is that you therefore feel a greater responsibility not to let the side down, as it were. And therefore I think that there has been a historic problem of whose voice with which British jury is speaking. Are they speaking on behalf of their own private in-ears and dinner room conversations, which are very robust, and anybody who knows the British Jewish community or any Jewish community will know that a dinner party has at least 5 views at the same time, with aplomb, and all vigorously held. Is that the fear is that they live in a non-Jewish society, and whether we like it or not, racism isn't dead, just like Islamophobia is here live and kicking, so is anti-Semitism. And the worry is that they are not allowed to have an open and free debate that doesn't somehow disbenefit them in terms of the debate about the Middle East and Israel and Palestine, and therefore what they think and what they say and how they perceive are 3 different things. So in terms of their reaction, I think the other thing is that they were very much less naive than a lot of, I have to say, the political rhetoric and flourishes that we saw from people over here looking over there when the first uprisings happened. And I'm glad to see that sanity has reigned, and thankfully to a lot of wise people that are on this panel and in this audience, the fact that there is not a Lloyd good necessarily coming out of what was something that we all empathise with and wish that had happened years ago. We may have indeed done better with our money or endeavours, which courses we backed during the history that some of us have lived, and yeah, absolutely.